Here we are, 71 to 80. This will be the last set that has this map layout. So if you like it, enjoy it. If you hate it, be happy because you're not going to see it again. Same rules as before, just be careful about those traps. I'd like to check the chest first. Purity, okay. And I will use a strength. I want to try to get as much out of it as I can. Hope this is not a 3 room. Okay, it's not. Wow, a fortune off the bitter's chest. That's pretty good. Witching for back pocket. Mimic protection. It's just... this is crazy. I can't believe I got 2 chests. Normally not that lucky. And we got the witching back. Alright, well. That's nice for us because then we don't have to run back for it, so. Let's take care of this wolf. It's kind of blocking us. We could walk past all of these, but... well, this fortune is amazing. Never seen one drop this many chests in a row. Okay, let's just take care of this. So here's the great thing about Ninja, is hide will potentially be useful here. So even though we have a treasure room right in front of us, we can just hide, because all of these things are sight. So we don't have to worry about getting detected. If this was a mimic, it would kick us out of hide, but I'm just not gonna check it. Because that could easily turn into like, you know, a mimic plus 2 or 3 more kills, and we don't need to do that. We can just leave. No items is still okay for us. We do enough damage that a fight won't be long enough to really threaten us. Did not notice that bear there. Let's see if we can find that exit. Yep, there it is. So we'll just take out the Anzu. The Anzus work. I don't know if I can showcase it here. No, I did too much damage. They have a slam, but it's HP percentage based. So if you just sit there and never attack them, they will never do the slam. That's somewhat helpful to know if you end up popping alluring or just end up getting a lot of them on you for some reason. As long as you just take them out one at a time, they will not do the body slam on you. So as long as you don't panic and, you know, maybe AoE them or whatever, you'll be okay. Just one at a time and it'll be fine. That's not true for the ones on 171, but on 170 it is. Wow. This set has been very happy with the chest drops. Okay. Let's just hide once it's off cooldown, just in case something turns around, because I could probably get in there, but just in case something turns around while we're sitting in here, we don't want to get aggro. See the exit right in front of us. It's always nice. The Dolmel are procs, so we're going to take both of those out. Get the Dolmel again. Oh, see? Perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. This trap was right there, and I used Raiton at the same moment that I hit the trap, so Raiton went out, but now I can't use weapon skills or my casts, so even though these are lit up... Oh wait, huh. Has it always been like that? Okay, well I just learned something, so I guess you can use these, even though it's silence, you can still use mudras with silence on, so that's good. Okay, well I learned something new. Can't believe I never noticed that before. I thought it would just let you do the combination, but it wouldn't finish it, but hey, I learned something new too. Okay, there we go. Nice and quick. Okay. We can hit luring, so I won't run straight through the middle of the room. I would prefer to avoid fights, except for the ones that I have to take. Which means focusing on proximities. Steel's nice, we'll just use it. So here's an important thing to learn as a difference. So on this set, let me just use hide. So there you go. So just to show you, just as like a for instance, I used hide there, got detected by the monkey. So something to be aware of. Always respect your aggro types. Just wanted to show that as an example of, you know, it's something that we can use to our advantage, but you have to be careful if you're just using hide everywhere. Kind of just want to show it again. So we're in hide. It was not an accident. And because this enemy's proximity, I just get aggro. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because on 171 that will be very important, because it means that you're probably going to have to fight those Sasquatches. And we can definitely fight them, but it's just something to know. Kind of, that's how we have our whole target priority dictated, is by what's proximity and what's not. We lose a lot of our OP hide as soon as there's a ton of proximity enemies on the floor. Well, I can probably just slip past here. Let's see. I do know that strength fell off, so I will apply it soon. I just wanted to see if there was something else. Sometimes there are landmines on these floors, so I could use those to speed up, or maybe there's a rage in here. If you'll notice on the previous floor, wow, nice respawn. You'll notice on the previous floor, there was an altar, and I didn't use it. It's a personal thing. If you want, if you're trying to go for score, you're gonna want to use those altars. Or if you just feel like using the altar and gambling, then go ahead. I personally don't do it on runs like this because there's no reason. You could get lucky and get Corrigans and it's free kills, or you could get Mimics and they could be blocking your exit, and then it seems like it wasn't worth it. So I prefer just to not use Alter until the final sets. Because Alter does have a purpose. There are good times for Alter. It's just that when it's this low, it's just really not that necessary, in my opinion, to use them. Because the time loss potential, to me, is not worth the time gain potential. So it's just up to you. If you don't mind getting the Mimics and maybe you want a little bit of extra points, then by all means, go ahead, use them. But personally, I don't like using them. I'd rather just climb faster than, you know, get a Mimic. I'm going to Strength now. Reasoning is I could get no items, and I'd prefer to get through a no items floor faster. And it also frees up a slot, so if I ended up finding the Strength, I wouldn't overcap on it. Monkey has to go. Proximity on the exit. Use the hide before checking the chest. There's that Strength that we used. Perfect. And the reason why you want to hide before checking the chest is to get your Mudras back, in case it's a Mimic. So we are still in the range where we can kill Mimics before getting Pox. There's look at that one, see? It was like right here-ish. So this was me just barely going inside the room. You could technically have gone this way and avoided it, so maybe that's a good one to note. Because if you don't know, the trap locations are fixed. They're not always going to be in the same spot every time, but there are only so many locations where a trap can be. So this trap location is fixed. There's always a possibility that this trap could be here, but it's not always going to be here. So if you never step here, you will never hit a trap. So I guess maybe if you want to try to avoid it, maybe go this way instead. Just a small trap lesson there. And the trap is disabled for this room, so now we can just do whatever we want in here. I'm gonna go explore the next room real quick. We'll take care of this. We are allowed to leave. I think I will check the chest, just because it's right here. Steel. Okay, nice. Still haven't picked up a raising yet, which is kind of interesting, but look at that, another one right here. This is a really good showcase of these traps. They're so close that if you're really not hugging the wall, you will hit them. And even then, there are some that are placed along the wall, so I've said it like 100 times, but I feel like I'm starting to show how it can be dangerous to be traveling with an enemy or a pack of enemies. Could he be even worse? Got ourselves a really great track here. Favorite deep dungeon track. Okay. We're gonna check the chest first. Got ourselves a fortune. Gonna see if this is the exit room. Does not appear to be, but that's okay. There's a chest, so we'll check that. We don't have hide, but we have enough damage to deal with a mimic. Okay. Should be able to kill it. Yeah. We had some free resources there. Nice, we got our first raising. We'll just take out the patrol. Just in case somehow it comes back. To get us later. I'll use hide before this chest. Another intuition. There's the exit. I can probably slip past that enemy. Cool. Bloom. Strength is nice. Is this the exit? We don't know yet. Nice, we got a rage. That solves that problem. Okay, then I'm gonna try to find the exit. Guess we know where it is at this point. Witching. Okay. Then, because that's the rage, I'm going to have to come back for it anyway, so I'm going to delay using the strength as long as possible so I can keep as much value on it for later. I could have just, you know, used the strength automatically as soon as I saw it, but it's really minor, you know, like maybe I'm going to get an extra 30 seconds, maybe a minute, depending on how long it takes me to do this floor, but that can make a pretty big deal in some scenarios. It's not going to be huge, but, you know, it might allow you to get one more fight with strength or steel on, and maybe that's that one extra kill that you need to leave a floor, so I recommend getting into the habit of trying to do that, of not using strength and steel refreshes until you absolutely need to use them, because every little bit helps. And look, there's another strength here anyway, so we'll just go get that rage and we'll be ready to go. I guess we have one more floor left. Thought we were at the boss already. Did go a little bit slower on this set, but I also sat and explained some things, so we're not going to quite hit that sub 20 mark like we were hitting on the previous, but it's still going to go by pretty quickly. This is strength, right? Yep. Okay. I believe there's also a steel waiting for us on the exit. Correct. The great thing is that this will be enough to carry us for the boss as well. Should get out of this next floor with enough time to do the boss with a full strength and steel. Gloom again, huh? Hey, we found another special enemy. I won't use everything on it, but pretty much everything. Feeling a little risky here. I could step on alluring, but I think it's gonna be okay. Wow, 2 silvers dropped. And we have a strength. Cool. We even got strength and steel refreshes for the boss. Not that we need them, but they are there. The lust. There's kind of a cool thing with lust here. So you see right here, this vulnerability down on the enemy. If I lust, it's gone. So it still gets the damage up from Gloom, but it loses the vulnerability buff, so it at least gets you back to doing normal damage. Kind of a cool trick there. Okay, strength. And then we we've got ourselves a steel waiting for us. Well, 2 steels, but we'll just use 1. Okay, this is Behemoth. There's some differences on this one compared to the one at 180. This one, the locations where he will go to trounce are rotated 90 degrees. So if we're saying that, you know, we're looking north right now and we started south, on the 180 version, he will go to the north and south locations to do trounce. Here, he does them east and west. So that's one difference there, not a huge deal, just something to note. And then the other difference, besides his rotation is a little bit different too, but also not really a huge deal. Other thing just to know is this Behemoth will start its enrage once you get it below, I think it's 10%. And the other Behemoth is not 10%. It's like 15% is what you want to watch. You don't want to, once you get below 15%, it's going to enrage. So that's another thing just to be aware of. So if you were trying to use this one as like a practice Behemoth, just know that there's some differences there. But if you wanted to try to get into that mindset of maybe prepping a burst or whatever, just know that it's like once you get it below 10%, I believe, is where this one will start its enrage. And the one on 180 is below 15%. We're approaching that value pretty quickly now. This one also only does 1 meteor. I guess that's another kind of big difference. The one on 180 will continuously rain meteors down until you or he is dead. And this one will only do 1 meteor. On Ninja, we're not even going to see it. We're going to kill way before that meteor comes down. But if for whatever reason you mess up or you don't have strength or something happens, maybe you have no burst when you get there and you have no strength, just as long as you're full HP, you'll be okay, because he only does 1 meteor. So as long as you could just hit your sustaining potion, hit shade shift, that would help too, and get to full HP before the meteor drops, and you'll survive just fine. So that was the last of this type of layout of the map here, this kind of these purple floors. Now we're gonna go to 81. A little bit of a jump in difficulty, not too much, but noticeable. But a lot of the same fundamentals that we kind of have here, we're going to apply there. We just won't have as nasty of traps to worry about. There's going to be a couple, but it's not as many as there was in this one. So see you in the next one.